Hello, Econ students. Today's lesson and notes are about the production possibilities curve in economic growth. The production possibilities curve represents all possible combinations for two goods produced in one economy. What the curve is going to show us is the opportunity cost that supply and demand create when we choose one option over another. So the value of what you give up, it's not the cost in dollars, it's whatever opportunity was. So if you slept in late today instead of getting up and eating a good breakfast, the cost was the chance to have that good breakfast to get some more sleep. Or in the other way around would be you give up some sleep in order to have a good breakfast. Now, the way that we distribute our goods and services in a simple model like this is called allocation. So things are allocated or put where they need to go or given to demanders in the market by a process of distributing resources to people who need them. It's a fundamental concept because resources are often scarce, so people must decide how to use them. So when you show in the market that you want something, people who supply things are going to get them to you because they want to make money. Now, the allocation of goods comes down to two different types of goods. We have consumer goods and capital goods. So consumer goods are products that consumers purchase to satisfy their needs. They're the final result of production and manufacturing and are ready to use by the consumer. The other type of goods are capital goods. These are what are used to make consumer goods. So capital goods are real capital. Remember, we had our three types of capital in our Adam Smith lesson with real, financial, and human capital. So the physical goods are resources used in the production of goods and services that consumers will take. These assets are not directly consumed, but rather used to facilitate the production process or enhance productivity over an extended period of time. In order to purchase capital goods, most people would have to borrow money. So in economics, interest is the price of borrowing money, or in the other way, it's income earned as a return on savings. So the interest rate is the percent price of what is paid on the principal when you borrow money. So a lot of times you need to borrow money to buy a new tractor, if you're a farmer, to build an apartment complex, to buy a truck for your delivery service, whatever it is. So when interest rates are low, investment will increase, and that investment is usually the total spending on capital goods by firms, which are also businesses. It helps to increase the capacity, the production possibilities of an economy. So increased capacity equals increased potential economic output. That's what this curve is going to show us. How much GDP could we actually make? Now, because we are a market economy, the points on the curve are going to represent the maximum amount of goods that can be produced with the available resources and technology. So if we get the most out of our people, our capital goods, we can make the most consumer goods at the lowest cost and at the highest quality. That's efficiency, and we like efficiency to be productive. The second point on the curve is called inefficient. These points represent inefficient uses of resources, such when a country is producing fewer goods than it could with its available resources. So if we have jobs that aren't filled, if we have a truck that sits broken and doesn't do anything, that means we are underemploying our resources and not producing all the GDP that we could be producing. Unattainable is a point on the production possibility curve that we can't get to. So if the United States makes $20 trillion in GDP each year, and we want to make $22 trillion, we don't have enough goods, we don't have our capital goods, we don't have enough people, we don't have good enough resources or technology. So that curve with its 3 points is going to look like this one. And now we're going to draw the points that are inefficient, efficient, and unattainable. So we'll do that in this box right here. So we start off all our graphs with our X and Y axis like a big capital L, and then the curve is going to show all possible points of production. What I mean by that is if we wanted to produce 100 of something and 0 of something else, 99, 98, 97, 50 and 50, whatever it is, that combination of what we want. So if we are not producing everything we should, we'd be at a point anywhere inside of this curve. And that is considered inefficient. If we're producing everything we should be producing, we would be located on the curve, and that would be efficient. That means that we're producing all the GDP that our economy is capable of producing. If we want to make more than our economy is capable of making, that would be a goal to reach this unattainable point outside the curve, anywhere. That means we can't make that much stuff. We don't have the people, the resources, or the technology to do that. Now, in order to show a possible combination of what consumers would want, we're going to draw another curve. And this country is going to produce two items, cars and trucks. So if we're producing trucks with a T, we could make 100. Or cars with a C, we could make 100. This is 0, the starting point. So if we chose to make only trucks, we could make 100, but we wouldn't get any cars. If we chose to make cars, we could make 100 of them, but we wouldn't get any trucks. And the economy doesn't operate like that. So we want an economy that has a production of 80 cars. So we'll choose a point right around here, doesn't really matter. And we're going to go up and bounce off that and go over and make 20 trucks. So this point is represented as point A. Now, in our economy, what if we decide that we want more trucks, like the state of Texas? People drive lots of trucks. Well, to increase the amount of trucks we have up to 50, we would go over and down. So now we can see that in order to get 30 more trucks, plus 30, we're going to have to lose 30 cars. And now we've moved on the curve to a production of point B. So now you can see our economy was producing 80 cars, and now it's producing 50 cars because we wanted more trucks. That shows the opportunity cost. We're still making the most items we could be making, but we're desiring a certain combination of both of those things.